All right, hello math fans. All right, so this is going to be a pretty quick lesson here. The lesson today is basically adding and subtracting matrices. Okay, so a matrix is a way of holding data. A really good example of what a matrix is. I know a lot of you guys have seen the movie The Matrix, but a good example of what a matrix is if you look at an Excel spreadsheet and it has like columns and rows. Well, it's kind of what a matrix is. It holds data in columns and rows. So an Excel spreadsheet is like a big matrix. Okay, and matrices are used a lot to store data, and it's really the biggest thing, right? If you've probably seen a matrix or an Excel spreadsheet, it has just lots of columns and then different pieces of data in there. Anyway, let's talk about what a matrix looks like. So a matrix is usually in brackets like this, and we'll have 2, 3, 4, -1, 0, and -8. Okay, this is a matrix, and it is, there's a dimension to this matrix, and this is a 2 by 3 matrix. Because this, going this way, these are rows. And going this way are columns. Okay, and just think about it. Sometimes people get confused by that, but a column holds up a building, so a column has to go up and down, and then the other one is rows. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to add and subtract these matrices. It's actually really easy. So let's actually put the same matrix up here. So it's 2, 3, 4, -1, 0, and -8. We're going to add it to this matrix, -3, 0, and 2, -7, 8, and 6. Now the deal is the matrices have to be the same dimension to add. All right, and it's really, really simple. What you're basically doing here is you are adding the same row and column together. Okay, so it's 2 plus a -3. And we know that as 2 minus 3, which is -1. That's all we're doing. Just, watch your sign, what you're doing, but we're adding these together. Okay, so the next one is going to be 3 here, plus 0, which is 3. And then 4 plus 2, which is 6. And that's pretty easy. The negative one is -1 plus a -7, or -1 minus 7. And remember our rules, same sign, you add them together, which gives you gives you 8, and then the sign of the bigger number is negative, so it's -8. Okay, 0 plus 8 is 8, and -8 plus 6, opposite signs, 8 minus 6 is 2, sign of the bigger number is negative, so it's -2. And that's my answer. It's really easy. The only thing you got to be careful about is make sure you put your brackets on there. That's important, but just be careful of your computation. Okay, don't make a mistake like that, because this is really worth one problem. It's like 6 problems for this one. It's like 6 problems in one problem, because you have to do 6 adding of numbers together. Okay? But that's pretty easy. But remember, they have to be the same dimension. So this is a 2 by 3 and this is a 2 by 3. It makes sense because if you had a 2 by 3 and a 3 by 2, you couldn't add the same position together, right? In other words, here, let's just give you an example. If I have 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 6, 7, right, this is a number of rows, so it's 1 by 3. This is a number of rows is 3 in one column. So you can't add these together because, what do you add to the, second column? You don't have a second column here. So that's why you can't add these together. All right, so that is adding them. We're just going to do one example with subtracting them. It's real easy. 2, -6, 5, and -3, 8, and 0. And we're going to subtract -3, -6, and 2, 0, -1, and -2. All right? And then you just have to be careful what you're going to do here. So our matrix is going to be, again, this is 2 rows, right? 2 rows and 3 columns. So that's what that one's going to look like too. if you have a difficult time just visualizing all this, you can actually write it all out too, and that's okay. So I'm going to do it this way just to show you guys a couple different ways to, you make less mistakes. So I'm going to write everything out. 2 minus a negative 3. Okay, the next one is negative 6 minus a negative 6. The next one is 5 minus 2. The next one is negative 3 minus 0. The next one is 8 minus a negative 1. The next one is 0 minus a negative 2. Now, the only reason that helps is because when you look at this problem, it's really easy to get caught up and forget the sign here. Okay, and just say, oh, 8 minus 1, but it's not 8 minus 1, it's 8 minus a negative 1. All right, so let's get our final answer here. 2 minus a negative 3. 2 plus 3, that's going to be 5. Negative 6, that's going to be plus. So negative 6 plus 6 is 0. 5 minus 2 is 3. Negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3. 8 plus 1 is 9. And 0 plus 2 is 2. And that's your answer. Okay? That's pretty easy, but that is adding and subtracting matrices. Now, there's a lot more to matrices. You can multiply matrices together. You can, there's a scalar multiple, like if you have a number in front, 3 times, let's say, 2, 4, negative 6, and 1. That's really easy. That's multiplying that 3 by everything inside of there. So your answer would be, your answer would be 6. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. And 3 times 1 is 3. Okay? That would be multiplying a scalar multiple. We're not going to actually cover that in this class, but I want to show it to you. The multiplication is actually a little more challenging. That is something that you will learn in Algebra 2. Okay? So that's it for this lesson. It's very quick, and you have a great day. Bye, math fans.